name is Shadow Templar 591, and I'm back doing something I haven't done in a long time. I am making a video. I apologize guys, it's been so long since I've made a video, but I'm gonna be honest, I really just wasn't feeling into it with the Fallout and the Serious Sam playthroughs. To be honest, Serious Sam just kind of ended up not having much meat, and I just struggled to actually make good commentary with that, so I apologize for that one. And Fallout 1, I actually just got way over my head and once again failed to believe I was making proper commentary. I did actually want to make some what is videos, but I kept putting it off and never really got back into it. So with that, I'm, as you can see, doing Starcraft Remastered. The reason I'm doing it now as opposed to when it first came out is mostly because when Starcraft Remastered first came out, there was a lot of bugs and stuff. So I was waiting for them to get ironed out, and really until recently I feel like they're in a good spot when it comes to bugs and patches and all that other good stuff. So we're gonna do Starcraft Remastered. We're gonna start with the intro. Unfortunately, they did not remaster the intro, so we're about to see 90s cinematics in all their goodness. And also, as you can imagine, we're gonna start with original Starcraft. Then we may go to Brood War. I know another game that is coming out, or getting a remaster, is Dark Souls 1. So that may come in there at some point. I know that's kind of stretching the whole retro thing of my site, but I may just stretch it just because that's another game I really like. So here we go. Without further ado, Blizzard, before they became part of Activision and just a terrible, terrible company. I'm sorry, they're just not a good company anymore.
I can't see a thing, Jim. Well, hold on. I swear, it's always some damn thing. Wait, got it. Ah, hell, this thing ain't gonna hold. Shut up. Damn, you're ugly. You girls strapped in nice and tight now. Tighter than your mama leg. That's a good one, mate.
Oh, the stereotypes. Got the stereotypical hillbillies and stereotypical, I guess Hispanics on there? Hillbilly, if they exist.
What you got for me out there, Joey Ray?
We got Terran for sure. I don't know about the rest. We got a big old buttload of floating debris out here. We hit pay dirt this time for sure.
This never really does explain much or not. I don't know if these guys are scavengers.
Explain to me, how are we gonna get all this home?
Just guys like pirates? Like, are they? What are these guys? Cleanup crew? I don't know. It doesn't really say.
Detached and moving toward the derelict spacecraft. Damn it, Jim. Video's out again.
Well, quit picking at it.
I ain't picking at it, damn it. I'm out here with a hitch in my kitty up in here and there. Hold on, I got visual.
Oh, there's no god that can save you from the Protoss. God, that 90s explosions just perfect. Just wonderful. What does that tell you about StarCraft? To be honest, not a whole lot. Especially since you don't see those characters ever again. So, like we talked about, we're gonna do the original. So this is new. Before, this was just a wall of text. There was no picture. If you want to learn more about StarCraft, obviously there's a Wikipedia, but I never had the manual because I got the battle chest, but apparently a lot of lore is actually in the manual for StarCraft, which is also online, so you can check that out. Okay, protests show up out of nowhere, blowing shit up. Confederacy not having that. We gotta move some colonists. And just to reiterate, so the guild wars that was mentioned in the first...
Welcome to Mar Sara, Magistrate. The equipment demonstration you requested is prepared and may be initiated at your convenience. Simply select Start to begin the demonstration. You may skip the demonstration by selecting Skip Tutorial.
So we're gonna skip the tutorial. I just want to talk about some real quick things before we do.
Whenever you feel you are ready, you may select Start.
Yeah, I got it. So usually in most of these little briefings, at the end of the transmission, they just go away. They don't keep saying something. I think this is because this is the tutorial level. They're still there.
Anytime is fine.
I got it. I'm doing something right here, right now. Now I lost my train of thought. Oh, so the Guild Wars is mentioned in the first kind of cinematic. It's just basically the quote-unquote civil wars that happened in the...
Okay to go.
I know. That happened in the Terran faction that led up to the Confederacy. So we're gonna skip this, because there's really nothing in the tutorial of any note. So...
Adjutant online. Good evening, Magistrate. I'll fill you in on what's been happening. Confederate traffic has increased substantially within the system due to the recent Protoss destruction of the Mar Sara colony. The Confederates have tightened security on all outlying systems, and it's likely that this colony will be locked down as well. An encrypted Confederate transmission came for you while you were at dinner. Replaying transmission.
Greetings, Magistrate. I'm General Edmund Duke of the Confederate Security Forces Alpha Squadron. The Confederacy has quarantined this entire planet, and we'll proceed with a lockdown within 48 hours. You're to relocate your core colonists to the outlying wastelands. Now, I know there won't be any problems with these new arrangements.
Transmission ended. I have contacted the local Marshall James Ranyor. Ranyor has agreed to meet your personnel en route and escort them to the new wasteland site.
Right, and you see end of briefing. As you may notice, one difference between StarCraft 1 and 2, and I'm going to make a lot of these, I know guys, it gets annoying, but it's just going to happen. Briefings are done with what we all have dubbed, well I have dubbed, and I know a lot of other people, StarCraft fans, as the floating head. That's how these missions start, as you can tell. In StarCraft 2, it's a little more interactive. While I do personally have a fondness for this, I can understand why they went to the other way in StarCraft 2. But we will start, and my point about the tutorial, not only did it not really have anything interesting lore-wise or story-wise, it kinda can. Not only does it have nothing really that substantial in terms of lore or story, it really doesn't have any, there's not so much to do gameplay-wise. So, to be honest, most of the things it's gonna have you doing during that mission, I'm just gonna do it in game, so it's not that really important.
Howdy, boys. I'm Jim Ranyor, Marshall these parts. Ranyor here.
Yep. Ranyor must survive. So, that's another big thing from StarCraft 1 to StarCraft 2. In StarCraft 2, when your heroes die, they get revived. StarCraft 1, your heroes die, you lose the mission. So, don't go getting your heroes killed.
This is Jimmy.
Let's kill some Zerg while we're waiting.
Right on.
Because there's really nothing else to do at the base. Because we gotta mine those minerals.
Right on.
as many of you may or may not know, Starcraft 1 is also very micro heavy. That being said, don't expect, you know, next tier or high level play from me. I'm probably just going to control A attack, basically put guys in the group and have them just go around attacking stuff, especially early on.
This should be good.
In early on missions. Later on I may have them do more, but these early missions, not really. Billabacks, okay, and then crate tank.
Anytime you're ready.
I kind of figured that was what it was, but couldn't remember. It's been a long time since I played the original Starcraft.
Right on.
Even though it's one of my favorite games, it's been longer than I would like to admit since I've actually dived into this. So I thought this was another good reason, another good excuse to make a video. I get to play a game I love. That gives me an excuse to play a game I love, and I get to see the remaster, which I haven't, as I noted before. One thing I will say that I really miss from Starcraft 1 to 2
Infantry units such as Marines can be trained at this facility.
This is Jimmy.
is in Starcraft 1. Yes, Starcraft 1. Each faction, so there was... Let me rephrase that. So within each race, there's certain factions. So there's the Confederacy, there's Ranyor's Raiders, so on and so forth. The reason I bring it up is in StarCraft 1, each color is
This should be good.
tied to a faction. So these orange Zerg are, I believe, the either Jamungan Brood or the Gam Brood, which is, for your Norse mythology freaks will know that those are some, I don't know if they're actually tribes in Norse mythology. I'm going to be honest, not a big Norse mythology person. But I know they have to do with Norse mythology. A lot of the Terrans are actually named after color. The colors are named after certain factions. So, like we talked about, the Confederacy, Ranyor's Raiders. Another one we'll meet later on. I don't think in the original, I think it's in Brood War, is the Calmarian Combine. And then I think whatever colors don't fit in those factions are then
This should be good.
just named after, I believe, Greek gods, I want to say. And then the Protoss are named after various factions within their species. And then I don't think the Protoss are named after any other factions. So I don't think there's like, what I mean by that is they're not named after any other like pantheon gods. Like I don't think these like, and I know I keep saying like, and I don't know why, but I don't believe there's like, and I did again. There's a raw there's not a faction like raw faction, RA faction in the Protoss species. I had a little brain thought there. I don't know why it took me so long. And we win. I'm gonna probably do a couple of these missions just because the first couple one are really quick. Just so when then we get to the next video, we kind of get into the meat and potatoes of this a little.
Receiving incoming transmission. Comlink established.
Hey, what's up, man? Got your refugees tucked in nice and tight? Provided you can sidestep any more surprises from our Confederate friends and we can keep them away from those critters, they should have an easy time.
Priority alert. Backwater station under attack by unknown alien organisms. Distress beacon activated at 0658. Alerting Confederate headquarters on Tarsonis. Stand by for incoming transmission.
We've already received the distress beacon from Backwater, and we'll take care of it. You just sit tight. You'll be notified if there's anything we think you need to know.
Damn. Listen, if we wait for Confederate reinforcements, that station's dust. I'll head out there now, do what I can. You send in some militia, and we'll save those folks. Trust me.
As you can see, the Confederacy is not a Yes, sir. It's not the most, I don't want to say competent bunch, but they don't really care for people not in the core colonies, which is, as you can tell, we are not. We are on the outskirts. If a place being called literally Blackwater wasn't on the nose enough for you, and a bigger hint enough for you, I don't know what is, but yeah. They don't really care for us. Because we're not part of the core. For those wondering as well, does the Confederacy, the Hillbilly Confederacy in Starcraft have some analogs to the American Confederacy? Considering they use the same flag as the American Confederacy? Or, let me rephrase that. What many people consider the main flag of the Confederacy? The flag that a lot of people, how can I put it, associate with the Confederacy, since that flag is actually, the flag that everyone associates with the Confederacy is actually the battle flag of Virginia, but for some reason at some point somehow it became the de facto, what everyone considers de facto flag of the Confederacy. They do use that flag, so there is that. There is a lot. Also, when you get in, we get later into Brood War and the Calmonian Combine and other Terran factions, you can kind of see how the Confederacy structure, it not only politically but socially, in a lot of ways mirrors the old American Confederacy. So yeah, man, I forced attack. So not high level plays, guys, but you know some decent plays for me. We've got that expansion all opened up now. If I don't think we even need that expansion, because if I remember correctly, the main objective on this map should be to the top right. We will see soon enough, I guess.
This should be good. You want a piece of me, boy? Oh, yeah. What the hell is that? Looks like the ground there is alive.
It is. And as much as I like the remastered, and I like the updates they did, just personally, I'm just gonna have a soft spot for the old graphics. It's just gonna be one of those things.
Thanks for the rescue. We've been holed up in these bunkers for days hiding from the Zerg.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Sounds
Let's grab this space.
Been out here a while, but they could be pretty useful.
I read you. Reporting for duty.
Not enough minerals.
Go ahead, Commander. Rainer here.
Grab these other bunkers. Is there any? Nope.
Go ahead, Commander. You want a piece of me, boy?
Ah. Fire bats. Beautiful. Need a light? Nah, I'm good. Not a smoker. What the? What are they?
You want a piece of me, boy? Commander.
I didn't get control of the. There we go. Did not have control of the command center there, so my guys decided to take the SCVs decided to take the long way to bring back the minerals. Oh, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought again. What I was gonna say is, I know I made allusions to me not liking certain things when the remaster first came up. One of those was a lot of the death animations for the units, the Marines, the Zerglings, just the units in general were not that great. They have, in my opinion, made them a lot better. So I'm really happy for that. Another thing, going back to differences between StarCraft 1 and StarCraft 2, as you saw, those Zerglings were under that tree. Now in StarCraft 1, there's a cover system. And what that means is anything under like a tree or anything like that takes less damage from ranged units. So, had those Zerglings stayed there, and actually, I retract it. It's not that they take less damage, well, I guess in a roundabout way it is, but really what happens is every other shot misses. So, it takes twice as long to kill the same enemy, to kill an enemy that's undercover. Now that works for anybody. That works for my guys, that works as well as their guys. Another thing that StarCraft 1 has that StarCraft 2 took out is when you are on ramps, units at the top of the ramp always hit, and units at the bottom of the ramp have chances of missing. I don't think it's like a 50% chance like undercover, but I'm pretty sure it's high up there. No, I didn't hotkey my bunker. Well, I shouldn't have hotkeyed my bunker anyways. I didn't hotkey my, my barracks. For some reason I could not think of the name for where Marines and Firebots came out, even though one of my missions last time was making one for them. Was literally build one of these things and make a bunch of Marines. Oh. Oops. Ah. Yes, please. Let us turn up the heat. So that should be all the buildings. So let's
What the hell did they do to that command center? Whatever it is, it ain't natural. Burn it, boys.
well, they infested it. And that's one thing that I will say that StarCraft 2 did do right, is the infested Terrans actually attack with their guns, with their rifles, instead of suiciding like they do in StarCraft 1 and Brood War, which I always found comical. It's like, why even give them a gun? Why have it? You're just gonna suicide.
Receiving incoming transmission.
Marshall Jim, by destroying a vital Confederate installation, you and your men have violated standard colonial law. As of right now, you're all under arrest. I suggest you throw down your weapons and come peaceably.
Are you out of your mind? If we hadn't burned that damn factory, this entire colony could have been overrun. Maybe if you hadn't taken your sweet time in getting here.
Now, I asked you nice the first time, boy. I didn't come here to talk with you. Now throw down them weapons.
Guess you wouldn't be a Confederate if you weren't a complete pain in the ass.
And we win again. And I would agree with you, Jim. They are a complete pain in the ass. I believe after this mission there is a movie, so we'll watch the movie, and then, you know what, no, because this is actually running a little long, so next time we'll watch the movie, and then we'll get right into this. I hope you guys are enjoying this. I know I really didn't get too much in the meat of this, but we're right on the cusp. I am just having a nostalgia trip, so I am really excited for this series. And as always, guys, my name has been Shadow Templar 591. Almost forgot my username for whatever reason. And as always, have a great day.